Hello everyone, and welcome back to the next part of my video game pickups, where I document every game that I buy. As you can see, there's a lot to get through. Mostly cheaper SNES titles, but there's some good stuff in here, including a large variety of stuff. So first, I bought a Hyperkin Retron 1, which I can't show right now. But basically it plays NES games, which is good because my NES, the pins inside, they don't work. And instead of, spending all that money to get a new one or to get the pins replaced, I decided to buy a Retron 1 for 30 bucks. And so far it's been treating me well. So first, some Game Boy games. We have The Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. I already had Link's Awakening DX, but I didn't have the original, and they're both pretty much the same, but, I just wanted the original. Next we have Donkey Kong Country for Game Boy Color. It's a decent port. And Super Mario Land 3 Wario Land, the first Wario Land game. Which isn't as good as the other three, but it's still pretty good. What should I show next? I guess this over here. One Super Famicom game this week. It's Super Donkey Kong, which is the Japanese version of Donkey Kong Country 1. All I need now is the second game, which should be on the way, because I ordered it. Hopefully it didn't get lost in the mail. Next, we have a Game Boy Advance system. I used to have a Game Boy Advance back in the day, but the screen broke, so I decided to buy a new one for dirt cheap. It's a neat little system. I like it. NES games, we have Battletoads, the original. Been looking for this for a while. I'm glad I finally have it. Hard as shit, but it's still a pretty good game. And to complete my NES Mega Man collection, we have Mega Man 1, Mega Man 5, and Mega Man 6. So we got these, and then these are ones I got previously. We got Mega Man 4, 3, and 2. So that completes my NES Mega Man collection, which I've been trying to do for a while. I'm glad it's finally done. Next we have Donkey Kong Country 3 complete in box. I just mainly wanted the box and manual. And that completes my complete in box Donkey Kong Country collection, as you can see. And I also have Returns and Tropical Freeze. That's a nice little collection to complete. Next we got two SNES repros. We have Super Mario 2D Land, which is a really good hack. I'm really enjoying this one. I'm on World 8, or World 7 I think, so I'm almost done the game, but it's really, really good. Custom graphics, music, everything. Oh yeah, and you fight King K. Rool, which is pretty amazing. And we have Donkey Kong Boss Splits, which is basically, it's the Donkey Kong Country 1 engine, where you fight all the bosses in the game, and you do it as fast as possible, and there's a timer and stuff. I definitely overpaid on this for what it is. I paid like 40 bucks for this. It's a really short game. Like I said, you just fight the bosses, but I love Donkey Kong, and I thought it was pretty cool, so I picked it up. Alright, now as you can see, we have a metric shit ton of SNES games. I'll get through these as fast as I can. In no particular order either. So first we have Tommy Moe's Extreme Winter Skiing and Snowboarding. I played it for a little bit. It's not the greatest. Next we have Wario's Woods. It's a puzzle game. I'm not really good at it. I did play it. I played all these games. I play every game I buy. Yeah, it's just a puzzle game. I couldn't really figure it out too much. Like, it was kind of weird. Next we have Fatal Fury Special. Definitely way better than the first Fatal Fury, which I also have. I believe there's one more Fatal Fury game I need. Next we have The Wizard of Oz. Terrible game, if anybody's seen the AVGN episode. Jurassic Park. I got this complete in box for 15 bucks. Should get my boxes over too. There's the box. Jurassic Park, complete for 15. Just pretty good deal. It's not a bad game. Next we have this game by Konami, a really good game, The Legend of the Mystical Ninja. Very underrated game. I recommend it for anybody who has a Super Nintendo. Definitely pick this game up. It's kind of like an RPG action platforming game. It's like a neat little hybrid. Definitely recommend. Next we have Big Sky Trooper by JVC. I haven't played much of it, but I do plan on returning to it. It's a very weird game, and it's the same engine as Zombies Ate My Neighbors, which is kind of interesting, even though they're completely different games. Next we have Sky Blazer, which I also have in box, complete in box, which is nice. I haven't played. This is one I haven't played yet. I haven't gotten around to it, but I do plan on playing it. It's by Sony ImageSoft, which did Smart Ball, which is one of my favorite titles on SNES. Next we have some Spider-Man games. I believe I own every Spider-Man game on Super Nintendo now. So we have Spider-Man, just Spider-Man, and I have this, not complete, but I have it in box, which is nice. For an LJN game, I believe LJN made most of the Spider-Man games. This one actually isn't too bad. Better than Arcade's Revenge. And next we have the sequel to Maximum Carnage, Venom and Spider-Man Separation Anxiety. Same engine. Almost the same kind of game, but I think this is slightly worse. The only good thing about this game is the fact that it's two-player co-op. If Maximum Carnage had two-player co-op, that game would be so much better than it already is. Alright, next we have Tetris Attack. My favorite puzzle game on Super Nintendo, I guess besides Kirby's Avalanche. But this game is really good. It surprised me how good it was. It's really addicting. And I'm not really a big puzzle fan. And I also have this complete in box. Next, SimCity. It's a launch title. Took me a while to get it, but I finally have it. Haven't really played it a whole lot. I couldn't really figure it out from like the 20 minutes I played of it, but I'll return to it. Basically, you create your own town and stuff. Most people already know, though. Next, we have NBA Live 95. Actually, a really good NBA game. Probably my favorite on Super Nintendo. I don't have all the rest of the NBA games, though. Like, I don't have many basketball games. They're actually kind of hard to track down. Next, we have Vegas Stakes. It's a casino game. Not really my type of thing, but, you know. F1 ROC2, Race of Champions. It's a racing game. I believe this one is in the same engine as F-Zero. Or maybe I'm getting it confused with a different game. But I think this one is like the same kind of engine as F-Zero. Nowhere near as good, of course. Next we have Super Soccer. It's a soccer game. It's not too bad, I guess. Tecmo's Super Baseball. It's a baseball game. Don't remember too much of it. There's so many baseball games. Roger Clemens MVP Baseball. LJN. Don't remember too much of that one. Super Battle Tank. War in the Gulf. It's kind of neat. It's like it's a 3D tank game. Spanky's Quest. Oops. This game is kind of cool. It's like a puzzle platformer game, kinda. It's kind of unique. Pac-Man 2: The New Adventures. This game is really weird. It's like a platformer game, but you don't really have control over your character. You just guide him along and get him to do stuff. It's kind of weird. Next we have Nigel Mansell's World Championship. It's a racing game. I'm not sure if this is the F-Zero game or not. I get all these race games mixed up. They're all like, I don't know, they all blend in to me. Race Driving. This game is terrible, actually. This is like one of the worst Super Nintendo games I've ever played. It's by THQ, so no surprise. The Lion King. This is actually a really good game, but it's kind of difficult later on. International Tennis Tour. Actually pretty good. Not a huge tennis fan, but it's fun. Frank Thomas Big Hurt Baseball. Don't remember too much of it. It's baseball again. F-Zero. I did pick up F-Zero in a previous video, but it was the player's choice. So I sold my player's choice when I got this one. This is the original. As you can see, it has this original shell. Like, you know how the shells are different? Earlier Super Nintendo games used this kind of shell. If anybody was wondering what differences meant. Next we have Uniracers, which I have complete in box. Very weird game, but it's also pretty fun. I would semi-recommend it. The Jungle Book. Got some bad label damage there. Looks like it's been in water, actually. But, it's a decent game. Kind of like The Lion King, not as good. The platformer. I'll get to these later. I think these are all like really good titles over in this pile. Next we have Beethoven, the Ultimate Canine Caper. Really weird game. It's a platformer where you're a dog. Tetris and Dr. Mario. 2 games in one, or you can play both in like a hybrid kind of game. And I have this complete in box. Next, this is just a box, but I actually got this for free. The guy who sold me a bunch of these box games for dirt cheap, like, I don't know, he was really friendly. He just threw this game in for me for cheap. Wayne's World. I already have the game, but I sold my extra copy, and now I have the box. It's not complete, but I'm glad I have the box anyway. Wayne's World is kind of a funny game because everybody hates it. It's one of the worst games on the system, which is, you know, I can't really argue, but I enjoy playing it for whatever reason, and, well, obviously I enjoy playing it. I speedrun it, but, yeah, definitely a weird game. Next we have Super Play Action Football. It's a football game. As far as sports goes, football is definitely at the bottom. And another one, we have Madden NFL 94. I believe there's 2 more Madden games I need. Next we have Bill Walsh College Football. It's football. A pro quarterback. More football. Street Fighter 2, the original. Really good game. Fighting game, of course. And we have Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Hyper Fighting. That completes my... Well, actually, no, I need one more Street Fighter game. Street Fighter Alpha 2, which I've been trying to track down. Not the easiest game to track down, that's for sure. Alright, next we have PGA Tour Golf. It's a golfing game. Not a huge fan of golf. Alright, these are all pretty good titles. Well, with the exception of these 2 games. I picked these up for the collection, obviously. Who would buy these games to play them? We have Mario's Early Years, Fun with Numbers, and Mario's Early Years, Fun with Letters. There's actually one more Mario educational game I need, which is Preschool Fun, and then I have all of them. But those games are they're meant for children. You like learn numbers and stuff. definitely not for adults. You'll be bored to tears. Next we have Kirby's Dream Course. Really neat mini golf kind of puzzle game with Kirby. And I have this complete in box. Next we have, oh yeah, the rest of these are pretty good. Next we have Final Fantasy Mystic Quest by Squaresoft. It's one of the, I don't know, like a lot of people consider this to be too easy. It's kind of like a beginner's RPG game, but I haven't really played it yet. I haven't played any of these RPG games I'm about to show because I just haven't had the time, because I'm currently working through Super Mario RPG, still haven't beaten it, but I do plan on beating all these RPG games. Next we have Final Fantasy III, which was 5 or 6 in Japan, I can't remember. But I also have this complete in box, which is really, really neat. And of course, like I showed in a previous video, I also have Final Fantasy II complete. Alright, next we have... If I can find it. Uh-oh, I'm missing a game. Oh well, I'll find it later. Next we have Lufia and the Fortress of Doom. RPG game, haven't played it yet. And Lufia 2, Rise of the Sinistrals. Both these games were kind of expensive, not gonna lie, but they're supposed to be really good. Next we have The Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse by Capcom. It's a neat platforming game with Mickey Mouse. Really, really good game. Next we have Secret of Evermore, which is kind of like a... It's not really a sequel to Secret of Mana, but it's the same kind of game engine, also by Squaresoft. And I have this in box. Not complete, I think it's missing a manual, but it came with 2 neat posters that I pinned up on my wall. Next we have Breath of Fire 2. I seem to have lost a card. I was looking for it a minute ago. Might have misplaced it somewhere, but I do have it, and this is not complete in box, just the box. But this is another really, really sought after game, especially this one, the sequel. I haven't gotten Breath of Fire 1, but I plan on getting it. Okay, so the last game is a pretty big one to me. It's Mega Man X3. The most expensive and hardest to get out of the X trilogy. And that also completes my X collection. I have X2 and X1. I was also supposed to get Mega Man 7 from the same seller, but something happened and they refunded me. So I still have to get Mega Man 7, which is probably even harder than X3 to obtain, especially for a good price. So I have some work to do there. Anyways, that's this edition. I hope everybody enjoyed it, and might be a while till my next video, but till then, see you guys. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, just to add this at the end of the video, I found my Breath of Fire 2, here it is, and there's 2 games that I completely missed, Jeopardy Sports Edition and NFL Quarterback Club 96. So, yeah, there they are.